Turn that computer off. Okay, so welcome everybody to Wellingborough Community Resilience Forum. We've all said hello to each other because I think we've all met before, which is good. Today is about spring. It doesn't feel very spring-like today, does it? It's wet and horrible still. So I've got a few fun facts to break the ice, and then we can talk about what we're doing and what we have been doing, basically. So is anybody up for a small presentation? Because I can tell you're all excited by the prospect of that.
Of course we are.
Well, don't be too excited. Crikey. There you go.
I'll bring pom-poms next time.
You're bringing pom-poms?
Sure.
Do you know, I quite like the idea of pom-poms. Anybody else up for pom-poms? Can you tell I'm trying to buy a bit of time here? Anyway, I've done this wrong already. Let's have a go at that. Right, lovelies, here we go. That's the one. Oh, no, that's not the one. That's the one. Can you see the presentation? Well, you'd be glad to know we've done that screen already. So there you go. So if I can get anything to work today, I'll be laughing. Here we go. Here is the agenda for today. We've got a welcome for 5 minutes and introductions for 10 minutes, which should take us to about 1:15. So we've still got a couple of minutes for that. So that's cool, but we've done it. The next little bit is my small presentation. You'd be glad to know it's a little bit smaller than normal, but there you go. And then we're going to talk about how we can work with each other, all the new things that we're doing. And then if we've got any conclusions and proposals, we can talk about them at the end. Normally the bulk of what we do is tell everybody what we're all doing. So we'll do that. Where are we? Second or third? Anyway, let's crack on with the presentation. There you go. Is it spring? Well, according to some people it is, yeah. And I think actually now it properly is spring, isn't it? So depending on who you ask and where you're looking, spring can start at various different times. So if you're looking at the astronomical calendar, yes, I think I said that right. Spring started about a week ago, perhaps a week and a half ago, on the 20th of March and goes through to the 21st of June. The phenological method is what this picture's all about here. So spring is when your buds start bursting. So be they marigolds, what did I say, marigolds?
I have no idea.
Magnolia, I think is what I was trying to say, but daffodils. Daffodils is a good one. When the daffs come up, then spring starts, basically. Things start bursting into life. So I think we can safely say that's happened too. And then if you're talking to Carol on BBC Breakfast, that started at the 1st of March. So that's the weather people, the meteorologists. Did I get that right? Who cares? Yes. Anyway.
Meteorologists.
Well done, Joe. Well done, Joe.
You're welcome.
Anybody else want to attempt that word? I bet you can all say it better than me. They've put themselves on silent and they're shaking their heads. Okay. Fair enough. There you go. So I think we can safely say it's spring. How exciting is that? So who's clever? Kim's clever. I know Sophie's definitely clever. I'm going to rule myself out of this one. I definitely know Joe's clever too. So when was the warmest spring? When do you think? This is supposed to start
last year.
Last year. Good guess.
The weather's getting warmer.
Come on, Kim, you're desperate.
Change, isn't it? So.
Well, I remember having my shorts out when Billy was, I think, 2. So that's probably 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 years ago. And that was in February. So that isn't actually spring, is it? So there you go. Forget that statement. Yeah. But yeah, my legs did come out in February a couple of years ago. Shall I tell you? Because I'm sure you're all dying to know.
Go on.
The warmest spring on record was 2011 with an average temperature of 9.2 degrees, which I think today is a little bit warmer than that. But if you can imagine, some of the days we've had this month have been freezing pretty much all day. There's a fun fact for you. And yes, there are 2 more of these, so be prepared for the excitement. Okay. When was the coldest spring?
This year's was up on India.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only person that's hot today, isn't it? Probably because I've just argued with a computer for half hour. But no, it's definitely not today. It's a bit longer ago. I'll tell you because I know you're all desperate to know. 1962. And that's an average daytime maximum temperature, so not the minimum temperature, of 5.8 degrees.
That's not within my
Wow.
lifetime, so there's no way I would have known that. I don't think any of us have that date within our lifetime.
I thought you were all budding meteorologists. Perhaps this quiz is the worst quiz ever. Anyway, we'll crack on to the next one because this one is actually more apt because at the moment in March, I think we're at 160% of what the average rainfall is for March. So we're nearly sort of 2/3 more than average. But when was the wettest spring? Come on, Kim, give it a guess.
Oh, 2016.
Bear in mind, this goes from, I don't know, about 18 something or other.
Oh, that's the long.
But I wouldn't know about that.
Sophie's remaining very quiet in the library.
Don't blame her.
Oh, I don't know. The wettest spring. As you gave us some parameters there, 1921.
Hey, look, I think Sophie's the closest. Bear in mind, nobody else guessed. 1947, so definitely below before Joe's birthday, this one.
My dad's birth year.
Well, there you go, 1947. And as you can see by that, they had a foot or 33 centimetres or 331 millimetres of rainfall. That's quite a lot, isn't it, for 3 months?
Mm.
Imagine that will come one day. I think we'll have a bit of a flood going on.
Australia's floods, isn't it? I heard a fact. Is it Australia? No. Rwanda. They just had massive floods, haven't they? They had the annual rainfall for London in 24 hours.
Wow.
That's a lot of water.
That's quite a lot of water for a country.
Considering how wet we get.
Yeah, now how much rain they don't get, I think, is the thing. So are you all buzzed up with knowing these really fun facts about spring?
Definitely.
Yeah, I can tell it was worth you.
To go.
It was worth you having your afternoon disturbed for that, wasn't it, really? But there we go. So what's spring all about then? Well, most people say it's about tidying up, preparing for the new season. And that's exactly what we did last weekend in Wellingborough Town Centre. I say we, Wellingborough Eco Group, Welly Wombles and Wellingborough Town Council, not the town centre. Litter picked, would you believe, an amazing 68 bags full of litter, and we had 39 volunteers. Some of them didn't do very much, myself included, but I did drive around on my little scooter and picking up loads of bags, so I did something, but there we go. So that's pretty impressive for 2 hours, that's all it is. Believe it or not, you've still got 2 more days to go litter picking if you want to take part in the British Spring Clean. Great British Spring Clean. Okay, so what can we get involved with? Imagine you're feeling, I don't know, like the joys of spring. I can just see you, Sophie, in that kit just there. That would look rather dashing on you. I think you're probably the most energetic out of the 4 or 5 of us. So you could go to a traditional country fete. Well, obviously we have those in towns as well. You could watch the FA Cup final or some of the horse racing. You could go to a festival. I think Emma, who's sitting behind the screen, that's her bag. She's going to, what's it called? Vegan Camp Out. I don't think I'm going to that, but there we go. Too much rock music for me. This is more me enjoying a Pims at a garden party. I'm gonna have a vote in a minute to see which one's your favourite. Or of course you can join Sophie and the rest of the library team with the Morris dancers, an old-fashioned Mayday knees up. I think I've just made Sophie smile, so there you go. So I'm sure that we're all organising. Joe's just pointed out my slight grammatical error. If you haven't spotted it, I don't know, crikey. Don't know what a pally is, but there we go. Anyway, so yeah, there's lots of stuff going on nationally, locally, and hopefully we're going to share what we're all doing in a minute. But there's some ideas if you haven't thought about it yet. Of course, the elephant in the room is Prince Charles, dare I say. I'll probably get banned off YouTube for saying that, but he's being coronated or crowned or whatever it is on the 6th of May, and we've got an extra bank holiday, so there's a bonus. But there's some other things that are going on as well. So we've got April Fool's Day. So there we go. Joe's just proved herself to be the first April Fool of the year, because that was an actual mistake that I put in there on purpose. So April Fool to Joe.
It falls on you. I spotted it.
Yeah, but I put it on there on purpose. That wasn't the stuff up, just for once. That, you know, perhaps if I hadn't have done the previous stuff up, that would have been funny, but there we go. Easter, of course, starting next Friday. I'll tell you about all the fun things that are happening in the Eco Hub for Easter, but I'm sure there's lots of other things going on. A bit of a random one, World Health Day. I think we've had a few bits about health, and there's definitely a health forum that myself and Joe are on. The coronation of the King and his bank holiday, and of course there's another bank holiday too. So in May there's 3 bank holidays. It seems a bit greedy for May, doesn't it? There you go. Let's get rid of Charles. And for those of you in the know, I try and share as much as I can via social media and other ways. Here are some of the events that are happening in Wellingborough. So starting on Monday, the town council's doing an Easter trail for all the kiddywinks. That's going on for the whole week. Joe's going to say that's probably a week and a half. She's probably right. On Sunday, i.e. Easter Sunday, Animals in Need have got a spring fair. So you can come and see all the baby animals. I bet they've got lambs and stuff. And Muggins here has got a stall, of course. There's an annual town meeting on the 10th of May. The big one, quite possibly for the town, is the 42nd annual Wendell Walk. That starts on the Friday evening with a friendship walk, and then has 2 full days of walking for the 13th and the 14th of May. And then there's Wellingborough Carnival. The reason why I'm putting some of these on here is because these are things that we could all sort of get involved with. So, don't know about you, Joe. You were thinking about having a, what they call, I was going to say.
Yeah, we're looking at having a float in the carnival. But I don't think that's the right date, though.
Well,
It's
that's
the 3rd week of May normally. No, 1st week of May.
well. I hope the town council's website's
Hold on.
not right then, just for you, because that's where I got it from. Hold on a second.
Okay.
And then, unless Joe corrects me otherwise, Party in the Park's the
Okay.
day after, the
Could be
2nd of June. Now, you might say to me, oi, June's summer, but if we're looking at the phenological, or not the meteorological, or the astronomical, that's probably wrong as well. I'm making myself look a right banana here. That apparently is still spring. So there you go. Happy days. Did you get an update on there, Joe? Are you looking at the town council website?
No, I'm just looking at our calendar. It's May. The carnival's May. It can't be the 1st of June. It's a Thursday.
Do you know what? We'll have a look at the website in a second and share it in a second. Because unless the town council are wrong and Joe's right, who knows? It may, yeah, get it? Yeah, it may have been put back a week because obviously all the bank holidays and stuff that they've got.
Yeah.
And coronation, that changes things as well.
And yeah, and the coronation, which is, I think, yeah. So there you go.
I'm just on the town council website, Carnival Parade. Are we talking about the Carnival Parade?
Yes, we are, yeah.
That's the 1st of July.
Yeah, that's right. 1st of July. Yeah.
And then the Party in the Park, that's Party in the Park is Croyland Park. That's the 2nd of July.
Yeah.
Okay, so between me and Joe, neither of us are right.
Yeah,
I'm
1st
more
of
wrong.
July.
You said it was May a minute ago.
Yeah, well, I got my months confused. Yeah, because it should have fell on somebody's birthday the other year on the 4th of July.
Right, we've got rid of that screen, but the good news is we now have got more time to plan our stalls. So we were thinking about having like a procession of mobility scooters led by myself, all dressed as Wombles. I just thought that'd be hilarious, but there we go. Anywho, are you on our calendar? I don't know if you've got really good eyesight there, but you can possibly see that the eco group's on there. Glamis Hall are on there, and the library are on there, which is quite handy, really, since we've got a representative from both. There are also the Hemingwell Skills Centre. There should be the Victoria Centre. There's a few different people on there. You probably got Animals in Need on Sunday as well. But basically, if you go to wellingborough.org and look at the front page, or if you go to the Wow What's on Wellingborough page, you have the calendar in a bit bigger format. Sophie, somebody from your library has actually got access to that and updates it for me. So that's really cool.
Oh, that's good. I was wondering how we did that because we've got some events on in April, so I need to find out who that is. It may be Kirsty, I'm not sure.
I think it was a man. I can't remember. I can check
Okay.
through my emails and let you know.
Okay.
But you know how I'm really rubbish with remembering names, but I'm pretty sure it was a male.
Okay, well, I'll check out this end as well. Thank you.
If you need further access, I can just send it to you. It's not a problem.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's really helpful. That's for all the different organisations and events across the town. And also, as you know, there's a probably slightly tidier looking me. I send that through on my social media channels at Co-op Member Pioneer, and also the Wellingborough organisation channels. So it kind of gets spread around quite a bit, so it doesn't do any harm. But of course, the main point of this is that we're leading this as the Community Resilience Forum. So we work together to produce that website, basically. So there's things on that website, including the Ukrainian support scheme, the winter warm spaces, which obviously finishes today, and lots of other useful sort of details that aren't necessarily covered by the Town Council website. So yeah, do keep on posting, Sophie. Kim, if you've got anything to stick on there, do let me know, or I can give you access to. And obviously I'm sitting next to Jo. I see Jo nearly every day. She's really lucky. Anyway, I'll move on before I get told otherwise. And would you believe this is the last screen of our presentation? So I thought what we'd try and do today is spend a bit more time with each other, talking about sort of how we can get people into the great outdoors, how we can get people into our different venues or whatever, and try and do a bit of both. So how can we take action on this forum? Well, we talk to each other and we try and make Wellingborough a better place to live and work in. We have this forum, but we've also got our email list, WhatsApp group, and even a Facebook group to have conversations with each other. If you can't talk to each other via all this, there's no hope, is there, really? And like I say, this bit's all up to us, basically. So we normally start off slightly reversing the agenda a little bit by talking about the activities that we have. And then perhaps we can talk about how we can work with each other to do other things. And there you go. You'd be glad to know you're all back in the room. So, Kim, I'm going to pick on you because I've got a feeling you might need to jet off at some point.
Yes, dash off, I'm afraid.
You want to tell us what you're up to?
Yes. Yeah, so I am a mini-me mindfulness mentor. So I work in schools and nurseries, coaching young children up to the end of primary school age, mindfulness, mindset skills, and how to regulate their emotions, and generally mental health and well-being. So it's my own business, so I'm not a charity of any sort, and I have mainly been working in schools and nurseries, but I do have a community class, and I am looking to get more involved within the community to let people know I am out there and what I offer. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
It's not it at all, because I keep on seeing your little face pop up on social media. It's not that I'm stalking you, you just keep on posting. So what have you been up to?
So what have I been up to? So for instance, today I've been in Wollaston Primary working with year fives, focusing, they're getting to that age obviously where they get quite self-conscious about things, and they're getting more and more homework, more pressures from school. So anxiety was a key topic that I was working with them today, so explaining what anxiety is, what actually it is meant for in the body. It's actually a protection mechanism, but it's understanding what are you anxious about, and what we can do about those feelings in the body, and how we can kind of dispose of them and move through that feeling and that emotion to something of a more positive feeling of calmness in the body. So that's what I was focusing, but we worked through sort of games and play. We played Jenga, affirmation Jenga, so also building up the belief system of what they're saying, what they're thinking about as well. So yeah, that was today. I've also been in my school clubs this week, so again working from ages and nurseries as young as 3. I've got a holiday club coming up, so that's next week for Easter, and planning some holiday clubs in the summer as well.
Where are you running the holiday club?
So I was running it at LDPA in Wellingborough, but due to so many being on holiday, I'm actually running it from my own outhouse space in my studio. So I've got a small group I'm working with this time, but the one that I had in February half term, yeah, we had quite a lot of kids, so I used the LDPA studios in Wellingborough for that. But hopefully in the summer, yeah, we'll gather lots of interest for those, and I can run a few of them consecutively so people can come on different days, because I know everyone seems to be on holiday this Easter for some reason. I think it's the first chance of getting away properly for a long time for many.
Lucky them.
Next time you're doing a holiday club, can you give me a poster?
Yes, please. Yes, because I have been asking schools to share it. Some schools are really forthcoming, really helpful, and other schools don't want to know anything. So that's unfortunately how it is. So thank you. Yeah, any sharing would be much appreciated.
You can always share stuff with me. I'll share your bits and pieces. So it is weird how
Thank
your
you very
Facebook
much.
isn't coming up on my Facebook feed, but like I say,
I'm sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry about that. It's just weird. I mean, sometimes you see like loads of posts. I haven't seen a post from the library for ages, but it went sort of for, I don't know, about 2 months that nothing. I didn't see anything but what the library were doing. But I don't know.
Facebook algorithms, mystery to everybody.
Exactly that. There you go.
Yes.
So shows how sad I am living my life by Facebook. But there we go. Is there anything else we can do with you, Kim, that could help you doing what you're doing? Obviously, Joe's already offered to share posters and stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of getting the word out there, and you know, I mean, I'm at St Mark's Youth Club tonight actually, speaking to them because they're interested about me working. Obviously, some of them are a lot older than I normally work with, but I do personally, I use an adult version of what I do as well, so I actually can speak to them with the older teenagers to adults. So I'm going to be speaking to them today, but it's just about getting out really, and letting people know that I'm out there, and supporting, you know, families as well, and that's the big one. I mean, going into schools is great, but then the parents understand what I'm doing, because these are skills that need to be continued. It's I always say it's like going to the gym. You can't just go to the gym once and expect an end result, you know, the beach body or whatever your, you know, ultimate goal is. That's just not going to happen. And it's the same with mental health. It's continuous. It's you know, it's good daily habits. So it's a case of working with the children, but also getting that communication to the parents as well. So I do have a lot of correspondence with the parents. I always inform them what I'm working on that term, what lessons we're doing in home practice they can do. But if, you know, any parents want to speak to me or have one-on-one sessions with their child or in groups with the parents, then I'm open to all of that as well.
Okay.
That might be worth thinking about doing with home education day.
I have posted to see if there was any interest, but there wasn't enough interest to cover. Unfortunately, because I'd like that for Clover.
Can you hear that, Kim?
So I've just turned you up. Sorry, can you say that again, please?
I was just saying to Emma, who's hiding behind the laptop, about whether it's
yes, hello, Emma.
to run with the home education kids.
Yeah, we had a good chat.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough interest. I can ask again and see. You know, some people
Yeah.
don't, do that.
No. Yeah, now the weather's changed. Well,
Yeah.
getting brighter. Might be worth trying.
I can do it outside. I can do it in a garden.
No, we've got this nice little.
Yeah,
We haven't
Just
seen you
wondering.
since the 2nd of February, so it's probably time you showed your face again, I think. So you came and spent the day with us for Time to Talk Day, I seem to remember, didn't you, on the Thursday?
yes, yes, I did. Yes,
Just seems like a long time.
yes.
doesn't it? Okay. All right. I'm just going to sort of mention something because I know you might be dashing off, and I can't stand it when you dash off. So there you go. I'm going to share something again, and I'll try and get all this right this time. You never know, it might work. Okay, right. Can everybody see that?
Hmm.
Right. Well, the co-op who I do work for, I don't know if you've noticed that I've got a badge on my thing. I haven't brought my big sign today, but never mind. Has something called cooperate. So things that you're doing in the community, for instance, like Wilby Community Fridge, for instance, or food chairs or swap shop. Apparently, these are the only 3 things you can do in Wellingborough. So obviously, you can't go anywhere else. You can just sort of do a little thingamajig and stick it on there, and then anybody who sort of Google something to do, these should come fairly high up the list. So that might be quite a nice thing to do. It's a free resource. The co-op call it an online community centre. So it's
Thank
just
you.
another way of sharing stuff, and it's just
Yeah.
it's co-operate.coop.co.uk, and then sort of click away. And
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
as I'm talking about that as well, next month is the start of us looking for our local community fund partners again. So it doesn't matter if you're a school or a community centre or whatever, even like a church. I say even a church, as long as it's not used for expressly religious purposes, can apply to fund a new project as part of one of our local community fund partners. It starts from December and goes all the way through to the end of November. This month's partners include Wellingborough Eco Group. I'm not quite sure how we got in there, but there we go. That was good. Teamwork Trust and no, oh crikey, that's really embarrassing, isn't it? A group that I'll tell you what, I'll show you. This is easier than me making a complete fool of myself. So you can see all of these people here. Most of these have actually been partners of ours before. So there's Teamwork Trust. This is why I'm getting confused because Hemingwell Community Centre had a project and got a little bit of money from us. And that's why I'm thinking of Hemingwell, because Irish Made Butterfly Kisses, which is a lovely organisation that looks after people who have lost a baby very quickly on, or even sort of had a stillbirth. They provide them a nice little pack. But again, you can find out about all these lovely people on the Cooperate website, or if you are a co-op member, you can then choose between Wellingborough Eco Group, Teamwork Trust, or Butterfly Kisses to have a penny out of every pound you spend be donated to them. Anyway,
Oh,
enough
lovely.
plugging from me. Let's get you all back in the room again. Can you see everybody's faces? Well, me and Joe anyway, probably. Anything to add, Kim?
I just wanted to say, if that's okay, before I dash off. Also, I do offer like a free taster session. So, sorry, regarding the homeschooling group, things like that. If there's a group of children just wanted to see sort of what I did and the benefits of it, then I do offer like a free sort of taster session, which I do in the schools. So they can get to see the value of what I offer. So that again is something else. And one other thing before I go, I went to the LAP meeting last week. The council were running, and it was all about things that were going on in the area, and they didn't know anything about this community resilience group. So I put it on the board and the list.
That's quite
so I don't know what.
Yeah, it's just somebody's not talking to somebody else, I think. But I think what I need to do is try and get into these places a bit more. There's a health forum that's supposed to be managing the laps, if you like. So there's more than one lap, if you like.
It sits above
Yes,
that,
yes.
Yeah, and what I introduced earlier was me, Joe, and quite a few others went to the inaugural meeting of the health forum, and I think I stood up or we stood up and said about sort of the Community Resilience Forum. So they do know about it. It's
And
just that,
Fatima's chair, and she definitely knows about it.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe, to be fair, maybe it was the table then that I was on, because we were all on different tables and I was sharing about it, and I did met your name did come up, and one or two of them did know of you. So it could have been, to be fair, it could have been just the table I was on, but there was a counsellor on that group that would have definitely known.
All the councillors seem to know about me, and probably Joe. We've got a bit of a reputation, haven't we, Joe? So that's okay.
Well, we won't go there.
The old council, not the current one.
No, well, there you go. I think, like I say, yeah, they some of them know, but well done for sharing it, because obviously the more people that we get connected, and believe it or not, on our email list, I think there's 32 people on that list. So if you did send it out, bearing in mind most of those people are sort of community leaders like Joe or Sophie, your message will go quite far. I mean, it'll be directly into their inbox. Like I say, not everybody always turns up, and perhaps bearing in mind this is either the last day of school or the first day of holiday today, that might have put a few people off. But we do need to get
the financial year as well.
It's the last day of the financial year as well. So there you go.
Busy.
Yeah, I've got a receipt for you, Joe. Anyway, anyhow, happy day. Sophie, would you like to go next? Oh, sorry, go on.
I would look at Sophie before I go.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a few new things going on at the library, which are happening either regularly or on a monthly basis. So we've started up a writing group, which is meeting weekly on a Friday. They're meeting at the moment, and this is for people who have a passion for getting words onto paper, whether that be thinking about writing a book, poetry, prose, just writing. And the group is growing. It's been in place now for just over a month, and we have new members most weeks. And it's an opportunity, I think, for a shared experience and some confidence building, I think, in writing. So we've got all sorts of different people coming to that. So that's really lovely. We will be holding a poetry competition to celebrate the coronation, and the writing group are going to be judges of that. So there'll be different age groups for children as well as adults, I believe. So again, this will be on our social media, our Facebook page, and that's a good opportunity for, again, budding writers out there, particularly for poetry. We have English as a second language group that started up in the library here, and it's really well attended. That happens on Fridays. I'm just looking at our times for that. That is English conversation group is 10:30 till 12. Our next one, because of the holidays in April, lands on the 21st of April, but that has had really good attendance, mainly for people who've considering the ESOL courses put on by Adult Learning, or they finished that and they want to continue their conversational language, and that's run by one of our customer advisors here.
What language was the first language for that course?
So they're all different languages, but
right, okay.
It's coming together to learn English through conversation. So Suzanne, who runs that group, I think she's been, I'm not too sure which centre she's been to out in the community, but has brought it back into the library because it was in such great demand. So she does games, finding out about yourself, finding out about others, really building confidence in conversation, really.
Okay. So I had an inquiry the other day from a Portuguese lady who was looking for an English as second language, but we couldn't find anybody that was doing a course that spoke Portuguese.
No, that we don't have necessarily people who, we do have a few Portuguese in the group, actually.
Oh, right, okay.
Whether that would be...
I did tell her to ring the library. So
yes, absolutely, absolutely. That would be a good call. And then myself and a couple of other colleagues are starting a little planting initiative. We've got a balcony outside our learning resource area in the library that is very grey and bricky, and we would like to make it pleasant to look at over the summer months and moving to an all year round sort of thing. So we're beginning to plant seeds. We've put a call out for anybody who would like to take part, but also donate any sort of compost, pots, plants, bulbs, and really get the community involved. So all of our different groups we hold here will be taking part in the planting. We've already got some seeds on the go, with a view to having some green space up in the air on one of our balconies, and that customers can look at, especially in the summer months when we open the blinds as well. And it's creating a bit of greenery up there as well. So if anybody's keen on having a go, or knows anybody who would like to donate some equipment, some pots,
You need plant pots. I've got loads of plant pots.
we need some big planters as well to hold the seeds when they get to a stage where they're flourishing. So some of our children's groups will be taking part in it, as well as our friendship group, our writing group, our reading group. We're inviting everybody to have a go. So yes, use the term look up, because you may see some greenery at some point in the summertime.
BBC Two are running a project about Let's Grow Together at the moment, BBC Radio 2.
Okay.
People to take a grey space and turn it into something green within their community.
We did practice last year up on one of the balconies in the staff area. We grew tomatoes and sunflowers, and we felt it was extreme gardening because it was extremely open to the elements, but our tomatoes actually flourished, and our sunflowers were quite small, but they did okay. So we thought we'd implement it for everybody to see. So in terms of other things that are going on, our Friendship Tea Club, which started over a year ago now to acknowledge Loneliness Awareness Week, is going strong a year later. It meets up every fortnight on a Monday between 2 and 4, and this has been a significant development for people who just want to come together to meet other people. We found that after we came out of lockdown, there were a lot of people who felt quite isolated. So Sam, who runs that, organises, along with a volunteer, a quiz, quite a hard quiz actually, which is good fun. We have speakers come in telling us all about local services, and also things that can help people in terms of their own resilience. I've provided a couple of mindfulness taster sessions for adults who would like to have a go at mindfulness and seek it out elsewhere. And also, again, we're doing the planting, and that's getting people talking. Some people haven't had a go at planting before, so it's a nice opportunity for them as well. So that's a Monday every fortnight. Again, April, we're really cut down on a lot of our groups if it falls on a Monday or a Friday, because we've got some bank holidays coming in there. So the next one for that is the 24th of April. And then we have our usual things with our under fives groups going on. We've got our business advice drop-in during April. Our Northants Job Club is going on. What else have we got that's different? Made with Many Creative Workshop is happening tomorrow, and that is very much about the history of Wellingborough and people's recollections of Wellingborough, and there's some really good creative work going on around that, and we will be seeing the artifacts of that group over the coming weeks and months when something is made to share with everybody. We also have, over the Easter holidays, our board games are available. See you, Kim. As free of charge.
See you later, Kim.
Bye. So board games will be free of charge to families over the Easter holidays, and that always is a good thing to do, especially if the weather continues to be a bit on the dreary side, I think.
Certainly inclement.
Yes, yeah. What else? And then I suppose really the only other thing really to say about is the indoor street party that we're planning for the 6th of May for the coronation. So we'll be sending out invites to people, giving out invites, board games, and yeah, a street party indoors.
That sounds fun. No, I like the sound of that. Yeah. I think we're having one under the trees, by the way. So
Okay.
I think they're actually still going to be there, which is a bonus, but I can tell you all about that in a minute.
Can I just also, I sent through to the Wellingborough our statistics for this financial year in terms of the bags that we've lent out and so on.
Okay.
And bearing in mind that sometimes we don't record every bag we give out, this is sort of what I've got on paper. And over the financial year, so April last year to this March, we've given out over 382 bags for
Wow.
keeping litter. And we have lent out the hoops at least 14 times, pickers 15 times, and about 80 plus people have been into the library to collect their supplies. So it's still going strong, and yeah, we're really proud to be part of the Wellingboro's distribution of bags and equipment. So it's still good.
Fabulous. That's good to know. I'll let Fred. Well, I'm sure Freddie's got the email because he's.
Yeah, I've sent it on to him.
Yeah, he's very good at sort of stats and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, fantastic. What a resume you've got there. Is that the right word, Joe? Who knows? But yeah, no, fantastic. And like I say, all of that stuff should be on our calendar if you've got access to it.
Yeah,
So,
the bits that aren't on there, I'll get whoever is doing it here to just transfer them onto there.
I think they're fairly good at it too, because I can see they've set them up as recurring events and everything. So it's not really that much to do once it's all sort of in and done.
Yeah.
Just sort of a little bit of technical knowledge. Joe, would you like to go next?
I can do.
Go on then. I'll make you a bit more in the screen and everything. Look at that. There you
All
are.
right, don't have to. So, what's going on at Glamis? Right. So, Monday to Friday is the day centre. Over 50s, 3-course meal included in the day. Lots of activities. Got a singer on at the minute.
Have you?
We have.
Mm.
We have Made with Many coming in to work with the day centre clients as part of the Wellingborough Stories projects. So create or tell stories that will then only believe it will lead to an art piece that an artist will do.
It's quite a big
Think
thing,
it's
isn't it? The
happening.
Made with Many thing. I've
Yeah.
seen that everywhere. I think the Victoria Centre have also got something going on with them. So yeah, that's good.
So we had our race night last weekend.
And
We had 100 people for the night.
I forgot. So did Marion.
Very good night,
Yeah.
very busy. Did very well. So thank you to everybody who came and supported us.
Did you see that look? I know I'm rubbish at doing that.
So what else? So Glamis Hall, Monday nights we have GLJ Theatre and then Starlight Dance. Tuesdays we have a bingo club that meet here 1:45 till 4 o'clock. Anybody's welcome. You can just turn up and come along. And they do teas and coffees and a raffle. Tuesday afternoons I have Starlight Dance again, doing children's dance. And then we have youth theatre rehearsals. Wednesdays I have Nina doing Zumba classes.
Yep. We've got members going to that.
Yeah, Thursdays we have youth club. That's not on during the half term, it only runs during school time. So next week there's a performance of the youth theatre, the core theatre group are doing a performance. And then the following week we have a kids movie night instead of youth club. So there's a film being put on, it's completely free to come and watch it. And there'll be food and drink, well, tuck shop and drinks if children would like. Parents are welcome as well. It's a family film. Anybody can come.
Sounds fab.
Fridays we have Premier Kicks football here, which are Northampton Town Football Club in association with the Premier League. They work with children who need to burn off a bit of energy. and learn to work better in groups rather than individuals. It's their first night outside tonight. They're inside October to March. It's their first night outside.
Good luck with
Lovely
that.
weather. The
Last
kids
time-
will be nice and filthy and wet.
Yeah. Did you fall over in the field last time you were in that field, Emma? Just thought I'd point that out. I think I did as well, so I've got no sort of.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, never mind.
So what do we have coming up? We have GLJ Family Bingo this weekend.
Do we?
We do from 2, might be 1:30. I'm gonna have to double check. That's really bad. It's in the calendar. Yeah, GLJ Family Bingo. You get a free ticket to play every game, and then you can buy extra tickets if you wish to join in. We are thinking about a carnival float. The big thing that I'm planning now, I've already spoken to Kirsty last Tuesday about it, as you had a stall here last year, and I spoke to Kim as well. I'm planning the family festival in July, 23rd of July.
Yeah, we normally support that.
And you're normally here for that as well.
Yeah.
So it would be good to have everybody here.
But no giraffes.
Definitely no giraffes. I thought we were maybe having giraffes.
I might have to tickle Simon into taking them, bring them down for us. We'll see. We'll see.
He did say he might still be able to come.
Good, good. You probably haven't the foggiest idea what we're talking about, Sophie and everybody, but there we go.
Sorry. So the family festival on the 23rd of July, it's the first Saturday of the school holidays. We have started sending out save the date posters and Facebook posts for people so they know it's happening again. We throw the doors open. The only things we charge for on the day are normally face painting, donkey rides, food and drink. Everything else is completely free. Anybody who comes, like yourselves from the library, the Wombles, Wellingborough Town Council came last year, anybody who comes brings a game, so that the kids have got an activity to do at every stall. So we'll have a mini farm here again with the little cuddlies, because everybody likes a cuddly with a bunny. There'll be the face painter, there'll be a barbecue, there'll be a couple of stalls selling arts and crafts things. Made with Many will hopefully be with us as well. I need to talk to Mel. They were here a couple of years ago making dream catchers with the kids.
Was that not last year?
No.
Okay.
And then we have just lots of games. The Crazy Golf will be out. The police and the fire are going to be here. So there's going to be lots of activities going on throughout the day. So that runs from 10 till 3. Yeah, 10 till 3
First
on
day
the
of the kids'
23rd of July. Yeah, it's the first Saturday of the school holidays.
So not spring, but there we go. We'll go with that. Anything else, Jay?
I think that's it at the moment.
Busy little bees. There's a lot of stuff going on at the library and Glamis Hall. That's good. And we're doing quite a bit. Well, I say we. Would you like to introduce yourself, Eco Group, or should I talk? I'm going to change. I'm going to change my hat. I'm going to be. I don't know if you can see that Wellingborough Eco Group sort of person now, because we're currently in the Eco Hub. Myself, Joe, and Emma. And just to really confuse Jo, because she loves it, because I don't think I gave her the calendar to the last time I changed things. But from Monday, we're changing it all again. Hurrah! So there you go. Main reason for that is because, as I said earlier, the winter warm space is finished. We actually had the last one yesterday, but they finished today as a project for everybody because it's spring now, of course. So we're rejigging what we're doing. On a Monday, we're doing nothing. So that's quite exciting. That's a good place to start. Tuesdays, we're going to carry on with something called the Happy Cafe, which is our little version of the winter warm space. That will start at 12 and go till 2. When 2 o'clock starts, we'll then have the swap shop, our food sharers, and our Tuesday tidy ups, which sounds like loads, and it is. It's mental. But it's basically a big old jumble sale where you can bring anything in you like and swap anything you like, obviously within reason. And that also includes food, which is the food sharing bit. You can bring food in if you like, but we do have a load of food from the co-op, from Redeemed Funds, from Wilby Community Fridge, that also include many other retailers that have loads of free food. So there's no charge for that. If it's anything else, like we've got clothes in here for the swap shop, pots, pans, teddies. What else we got, Joe? anything.
Prams,
Prams.
pots.
Hey, we've got rid of a few prams recently. There's a few pots, possibly. I don't know about that, but there's loads of stuff that you can bring in, swap, and the idea is that it's a more affordable way of doing things. I'm not knocking charity shops, but they seem to have become quite expensive recently, and everybody's feeling the pinch. So this is just a way of sharing stuff, and more importantly, just like the food sharers, saving stuff from landfill. And we've got our Welly Wombles here too. They come and have a cup of tea with us, but they also go round, collect bags from us, just like they do from Sophie at the library. That has been going on for about 2.5 years now. Started at the Victoria Centre, but we came over to this side of town 2 years ago. It feels like 2 years
easily.
ago. Feels like 2 years ago. And basically people can borrow stuff, have a little around the area. We're open for 4 hours, take them away, go whatever area you like and bring them back on the same day. It's just an easy thing to get involved with. Plus also it's a good chance to meet other Wombles because there's generally 2 or 3 hanging about, sort of just talking, share a few stories, sit down, have a cup of tea. Teas and coffees are all free, because we don't like to charge our volunteers for anything, so that's good. The next day, what's the next day? Oh, community allotment. So this might help the library guys. We have a community allotment at Ladywell Allotments, which is off Findon Road. I've been a bit lax on that because I've had a duff leg, but from April we are going to get up there. We're going to make it all tickety-boo. The first big session is actually this Saturday, and we're doing 10 till 2. There's also a seed swap if anybody wants to bring any seeds who's volunteering at the community allotment, and that's for the whole allotment association. So if there's any spare, Sophie, I'll bear you in mind. That's Wednesday. Thursday, we're having another happy cafe. Preceding that, what's the name of the group that are coming in to look after people, Emma?
Look after people.
We're having some homemade educational days.
Don't forget the Polish group as well.
Yeah, I'll come to the Polish group as well. Yeah, good point. There's a learning. I think it's called family learning. They're putting on a few sort of family-based courses for people.
We're doing alternate weeks, so we're doing a craft group.
Go on, speak up.
Craft group,
yeah,
and then the family learning. It was Judy's decided.
I just thought Emma's heading up all the kiddie activities, so unfortunately, because I've only got about.
The one isn't. The crafty one is for adults to turn up, socialise, and do a bit of craft at the same time that they bring with you. Then.
So if anybody's following that, we're doing well. But on a Thursday, we'll do 10 till 12, alternate weeks with our eco crafters. You can bring your own knitting in, or you can come and join in with some of the activities that we've got. And then don't feel shy, you can stay till 2, because again, we've got Happy Cafe on again from 12 till 2, just like a Tuesday, where we're putting some soup on. We'll have free teas and coffees, and it's just an opportunity to talk to each other. On a Thursday, it's even a hybrid event. So if you've got somebody who wants to speak to their Auntie Liz in Australia, then you can do that via Zoom on us if you like. So that's pretty cool. Fridays is our Eco Club for Kids, which is a home ed event every Friday, starts from 10, goes on till 2. It's quite a popular group. Sometimes we can have upwards of 20, 25 people. Other times we can have about 2 people, depending on what's on. Most popular events are bingo, but Emma does a whole host of different crafting activities too.
About some sporty stuff now the weather's a bit warmer.
Apparently we're having sporty stuff as well. So that sounds quite exciting. And how apt Emma just put that. She's going to chase that up. I'm sure that could be a sport on its own. Emma reminded me a second ago that we've got a lovely new Polish group on a Wednesday and Thursday evening between 6 and 8. On Wednesdays, it's a family group. They all come in, they all play games. They do lots of practical activities. They've got an eco thing that they're doing, which looks amazing. I haven't quite got my head around it, possibly because half of it's in Polish, but there we go. On Thursdays, they either sing, which is quite exciting, on one week, and then the next week they do another sort of activity. This week they were doing planting up seeds and stuff, believe it or not. So it is the time to get busy with the seeds, obviously. And then at the weekend, the fun doesn't stop there. On a Saturday, the second Saturday of the month, we have our repair cafe. This Saturday, which is the 8th, I believe, we're doing it in the afternoon. It's normally 9 till 12, but this time, because Joe's booked her hall out for, I don't know, a couple of thousand Polish people to come and get blessed, we've moved till 1 till 4. So if you want anything repaired, it's completely free. You can give us a donation if you like, but we would ask you to go to the Eco Group's website, which is wellingboroughecogroup.org.uk/repair-cafe, and there's a form there. We can find out if we've got somebody to fix it for you and book you a time regarding that. It just makes everything go a lot smoother. Other things we do at the weekend, as I showed in the presentation, we have a monthly litter pick called our 2-hour tidy up. That happens on the last Saturday morning of every month, 10 till 12. 39 litter pickers, including two councillors, excuse me, is quite an impressive haul of volunteers, but it can be anywhere from 20 to 30 generally, and we can get upwards of 60 bags. Last month we actually did from the Victoria Centre. Next month, again the last Saturday of April, we are litter picking for the Wendell Walk. So we'll do one litter pick in the Castle Fields area, going from the castle itself where the Wendell Walk starts, right the way out into the countryside, following that route. We'll also organise a couple of more events just before the Wendell Walk to try and make our town look as good as it can. That's pretty much it on Saturday. Sundays, this Sunday we have what last month would have been called a winter warmer. This month it's just called a vegan lunch with our partners Northants Veggies and Vegans. So
you have named it then?
Sorry, just having a bit of a domestic with her who's not in front of the screen. But yes, we'll call it a vegan lunch. I thought about that about 5 minutes ago. So there we go. So that is from 12 till 2, possibly 3, depending on how many people sit here and talk. It usually doesn't finish till 3, to be honest with you, because everybody's very sociable. The idea is you bring a pot filled with absolute amazing food, and yes, even I cook. Share it with each other, and everybody has a really good Sunday lunch, and it's practically free, so it really benefits people, gets people talking with each other.
When you take away pots, there's usually plenty.
Yeah, and there's usually a bit left over, as Emma's just said, so that's really cool. There's one more thing that I've forgotten because I'm pretty useless. We're having Fun Fridays as well, so I've probably dominated this last sort of 20 minutes. I do apologise. Fun Fridays will start after the Easter weekend, so that would be probably the 14th if I've got my dates right, Friday the 14th. The idea of that is that every Friday, and it will be the same Friday every month, we have a particular activity. So say like the first Friday of the month could be a chess club. So anybody wants to come and just have a game of chess with everybody, we'll just have loads of chess boards out. The last one will be a whist drive. So it's a big card game. We'll have loads of little tables out. I'm going to speak to Jo about tables in a minute. She loves it when I talk to her about stuff like that on a Friday afternoon. Everybody comes in. It probably costs £1, and then whoever wins basically gets almost everything as a prize. So it's quite an exciting thing. We'll have a little raffle on each occasion as well. It's just to get people in, give people a bit of a fun thing to do on a Friday evening. It will go from 6 till 8 every Friday, and teas and coffees are free again. So come and join us at Wellingborough Eco Hub or at our community allotment or out all around the town litter picking for all the Wellingborough Eco Group stuff to do. There is a calendar just like the Wellingborough organisations one that I shared on the presentation for Wellingborough Eco Group that goes into even more details about all those things that I've just talked about. Anything to add, Emma?
I think so.
I think just for once I've managed to get everything in. So I do feel sorry about your ears there, but there we go.
Jonathan, I'm going to have to go soon, unfortunately, because I've got to move on to going onto the library floor. But I'd be interested to have Emma's contact details with regard to the group that you do, Emma, for the home educated children and families. So I don't know if I can talk to Emma outside of this meeting.
Yep.
She's just said yes, Sophie. So
Okay.
that'll be good. How would you like to contact you?
Maybe on email initially so that we can just arrange a time to catch up.
Yeah, she's nodding, which is quite handy behind the screen, but yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll go with yes on that. So fantastic. Sorry, Emma, just dropped you in it. Right, good there, am I? So that's another good way of us working together. So that's good. Is there any other ways that we can work together with you, Sophie, before you disappear?
I think from our planting perspective, I was looking to see what other planting was going on out there. You mentioned the allotments. That would be quite a good way to get people who are interested in terms of, you know, wanting to do more, how they can get involved in the community allotments. So it'd be good for us to maybe have some signposting material so that, you know, we know where to signpost people to if they want to get involved in the allotments, and vice versa, really.
Sorry, there's a couple of ways for that. One, we've got a Facebook group because I say we, Wellingborough Eco Group, have got a Facebook group for almost all the activities that I've just talked about. We have a Facebook group because people like to sort of share, and that's facebook.com/groups/community allotment, all one word. Again, that's something we're quite good at, is trying to keep it simple. And also, like I say, every Wednesday from 10 till 2, we have a working party. It's been a bit wet, or I've had various things to do that have stopped me doing that in March, but I shall ignore most things because I've changed my timetable around a bit so I can actually have a day where I can do the things that I was doing on a Wednesday, if you like. Plus, on the first Saturday of the month, for those people that can't do a Wednesday, we'll also have a working party because that chimes in quite nicely with the engagement that we're doing as an allotment association as well. So lots of opportunities to get involved with that. We do have other groups sort of joining us on there as well, including sort of people recuperating from various different things. Perhaps I shouldn't go into that too much, but yeah, so it's a really good sort of community event. We just need to get up there and do more.
I think also the Fun Fridays, the activities in the evenings, that would be something that would be good to promote at our friendship tea group that we have here, because again, it sounds as though it's continuing that opportunity to meet others in the community, and on a Friday night it might be quite nice for some people. So that's something we could promote at the friendship tea group as well.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Our Fun Fridays, or I think we're going to call them Replay Fun Fridays, because we're trying to replay old games, get people together, get people sort of reusing stuff. So there's a bit of an eco theme to it as well. Could really be a winner. It's something that I'd sort of talked to Joe and Heather and like for years, even before we had an eco group, about having a whisk drive up here. And it's never happened. So if it really takes off, then obviously it might be something that could develop from the Eco Hub and perhaps move elsewhere in the hall to a bigger room. But we'll see how it goes first in our Eco Hub. So that'd be really cool. So thank you for doing that, Sophie. That's really good.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to have to leave now.
That's okay. You're only missing out on an update from Save Our Trees, which I was going to sort of say. I'm going to make sure Joe's okay so far, but thank you, Sophie.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, see you again soon.
Bye.
So there is the Merry Three. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I don't think so. I think I covered it all.
think we have. Apart from my absolutely curly hair, I look like a bit of a sheep today, so I do need a shear. So that was a funny look you just given me. The only other thing I'd like to add before we jet off, because it is, like I say, the last day of the financial year, is an update about our Save Our Trees campaign, which you may be able to see the posters either one of my shoulders. Look at that. Yeah, we went to Northants Council yesterday and had a really long meeting, nearly 5 hours of the thing. And it's really confusing. Those that have been following the protests have noticed that it's all gone quiet down there. Something happened before we even got to the meeting is that the council have somehow managed to get it stopped until July, i.e. the end of the bird nesting season. So there is an extended reprieve, which is really, really good news. And it's hoped that during that time that the council, who are blaming the developers, and the developers who are blaming the council, can actually get their heads together and work out a better way of proceeding with the developments that I think everybody's agreed that do need to happen. We do need an extra sort of road taking some of the pressure off of the town centre and off of the old Victorian part of Wellingborough. But I think also everybody's agreeing that we don't need to lose 61 trees. I think the 15 that we've lost already is too many. And we certainly don't need to lose up to 30 trees on the south side, i.e. the Little Urchester side of the Tesco roundabout, just to make way for a few utilities. The meeting is on YouTube, so you can, if you really, really want to, watch all 4 hours 40 minutes and 52 seconds of the meeting. But with another hat on, our Save Our Trees will sort of give you a guide to that meeting later, so you can just home in on the bits of relevance to the campaign. Other things to update you on the campaign is the crowdfunder has done amazing. I'd like to thank all of the Wellingborough people for their donations to that. That is well on the way to achieving the £12,000 target. We're currently at about 10.5 grand. We've also had some very generous donations outside of the crowdfunder. So, like I say, we're doing very well for donations. And again, love to thank everybody for that. The donations are fundamentally there, mostly there, for legal action should we need to take it. I still think, the group still thinks that there is a strong possibility that we might need to do that. But obviously what we're really working hard to do at the moment is to try and get the developer and the town council to work together to come to an arrangement where that is not necessary. And then if that money isn't used for legal, we have spent some money on that on legal already. If it isn't used for legal, then that will be ploughed back into the community to either replant more trees or to benefit Wellingborough's environment in other ways. So thank you all. Do look at the Save Our Trees website for further updates. That's saveourtrees.co.uk. There will be a blog going on there sometime tonight when I get it done. That will tell you all about that meeting tonight and give you an option to watch the meeting. What are we looking at? It's just gone 3:15, Joe. And you've been quiet for at least 15 of those minutes, which is quite.
I don't think I have.
I don't think
it's because you took over and you've had lots to talk about.
I have talked about a lot, yeah. But then there you go. People sound
There's a lot
quiet.
going on.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. And like I say,
Anybody saying quiet?
and Emma's just chipped in with nobody's ever said that I'm quiet. So there you go.
And I agree with Emma.
Okay, it's nice to be ganged up on, but there we go. So,
Right.
ways to work together. Do go to wellingborough.org, the website. There's loads of information on there and the calendar that we were talking about in the presentation. That should tell you what's going on. I will work with everybody. We've got, I think, like I say, 32 partners on the email group. You can join that. Just let me know. And that's If you just send an email to info@wellingborough.org or jonathan.hornet@coop.co.uk, they'll both come through to me. I can get you signed up to that. We also have a WhatsApp group. You're not going to get absolutely bounced with messages. People put one or two on a month. It's just to share sort of important updates to give people a bit of a heads up as to what's going on. And that's about it, really, I think, unless anybody's got anything else to say. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody that joined us. A few people have gone. Thank you if you're just listening in. I know that quite a few people like these updates and do watch. And do get in contact if you need me or anybody else. I can share details on their behalf. Thank you for joining the Community Resilience Forum. Bye-bye.